Hello everyone. Today we're going to discuss about an interesting topic, the art of storytelling. But before going into the topic, let me introduce a little about myself. This is Rajasekhar TMK from Guntur, Andhra Pradesh. Basically, I'm an engineer working for an MNC. But apart from that, I'm a writer, a researcher, artist, and a photographer. Till now, I've written three books which are published in different platforms. So, one book is in my native language by supporting the vernacular literature and the history of India. And the other two books are written in English. One is to describe the quotations, and the another one is my favorite horror stories, which consists of a lot of short stories about horrific and paranormal incidents. So, yep, I guess this part of intro is fine about me. So, let's go into the topic, the art of storytelling. At first, we'll discuss about what is a story. Of course, we'll get a lot of English definitions like story is a combination of different number of words by creating a meaning and blah 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 blah. But what is a story in real? A story is nothing but a feel which is conveyed from one person to another person. It's related to point of views, it's related to the incidents, it's related to the feeling, it's related to the way of communication, it's related to entire thing. Story helps a person to relive in that situation. Story helps other people to live in that situation which they didn't face till now. So, according to me, story is a wonderful and a realistic, magical thing which can help anyone to live in any type of situations. The art of storytelling. Yep, many people will think that storytelling is a bit difficult task and it can be done only by experts who knows it very well. Actually, they're right. Storytelling is not an easy job. Of course, it looks like an easy thing, but even I think you can observe. If someone tell any story, we'll get a lot of interest and we'll be very keen to listen to them and we'll be involved in that story and we'll feel the things in that story. But what if some other people tell the story? We'll get sleep and we're not interested at all and everything. We'll remember all the things at that same time. That depends on the way of telling the stories. So, the art of storytelling is very, very important in case of conveying any matter to anyone. Till now, in my life, the best storyteller which I found was my mom. She will tell me the stories like they happened in real, like they're happening in front of my eyes. Like I can feel every character in that story is passing in front of my eyes. I hope even you feel that same. So the thing is, the art of storytelling is very much important in conveying stories to the ones near us. So can everyone do that? And the answer is yes. Everyone can do that. Everyone can master the art of storytelling by practicing some points. Of course, continuous practice is a must to do anything, right? So those points are going to be know your audience. Yep, before going to tell any story or to tell anything to anyone, just know your target audience. For example, if you're going to say a kid stories, like the target should be the kids, which means their mindset and their behavior and their surroundings should be considered while telling a story. If you want to convey a horror story or a paranormal incident to anyone, only the target audience should be the interested ones in paranormal sciences. So that's how we should select the target audience before starting the story. This helps you in increasing the interest among yourselves, at the same time increasing the interest among the audience too. Make them care. Yep, in many situations, audience will not care about the matter in the story. Like they will be listening, 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 listening. Of course, nothing goes into their brain. But the thing is, a good storyteller is not the one who tells the story without pauses or breaks. A good storyteller is the one who makes the audience care about the story, who makes the audience feel the story, who makes the audience live in that story. So we should keep this point in mind before going to tell a story to anyone. Set the scene. So this point is a little complicated and interesting at the same time. So before going into the story, we should make the surroundings in that way. For example, like before starting a story, we should be creating a scene around themselves, not physically but mentally. Which means like Again, I'll take the example of horrific incidents or paranormal stories. Before going into the topic, we should give a little intro about what is paranormal sciences and how these horrific incidents are happening and how they can't be justified by science and all these things, such that it creates an interest in audience, and at the same time they will imagine a scene around them, such that if the surroundings are, are arranged in beforehand, automatically the story goes into their brain directly. Keep this point in brain. Be creative. Yep, this is a very important point. And moreover, this is the main point to take into consideration. For example, if you take 100 bunch of stories, almost 50 will be similar to the other 50. But the most important way is how the story is being told, how the story is being conveyed. It mainly depends on the storyteller who conveys the story to the audience. For example, if someone says the story, the main content may be missed or the feel may not be conveyed properly. But if someone tells the same story, we can enjoy it and we can feel the same. So, being creative is a must and should point in every storyteller. Know your punchline, which means while telling a story or while conveying an incident to others, keep some punchlines, which means like telling a story is not like not like having a book and reading an essay, not like blah 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 blah, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. That should not be in that way. So we should have some punchlines in between just to catch the audience attention. If we succeeded to catch the audience attention in between regular intervals, that story will be definitely interesting. Engage your audience. Yeah, just like I said before, in before point, audience should be engaged, which means audience should feel the gist of the story. That should not be like someone is speaking and we should listen it for some time or they'll feel. It should not be like that. The audience should live in that story, which means the one who is telling the story should be engaging with audience, like eye contact. If they are speaking in person, eye contact is must. And if they are writing a story, like in between, we should add some points which are going to engage the audience, like some real life incidents which may be linked to audience or some feelings which may touch audience heart. That really helps to engage the audience. Use tension. Tension, that doesn't mean that be on tension and speak something. Tension in the sense like we should grab the audience pulse tension in that way. Like I hope you can get that right. So, like the story should be interesting, should not be in a continuous pace, like it should be going without any, high or low. The story should be uneven, just to keep the audience attention. So, the story should have some peaks and some bottom lines in order to get the audience attention and to maintain the tension in the story. If that tension is lost, everyone will lose the interest in that story. Conclusion. In every story, conclusion is a must and should thing to consider, which means like some stories will be great to listen, like we'll enjoy the entire story, like we'll live in that story and we'll enjoy each and every line in that story. But when we come to the conclusion, we'll lose the interest, like it'll be like, oh come on, this ended in this way, oh my god, I didn't expect this. This should not be, which means a great story is must to have a great conclusion. Don't get limited. Yep, in every cases, like almost in most of the cases, writers will be limited by the number of words, which means like if we participate in any competitions or if we write any stories or something, like we'll think that we should write in between. We should write less than 1,000 words, which may limit our, how to say that, which may limit our thing, which may limit our creativity. So that shouldn't be happening. No one justifies that a short story should be less than 1,000 words. Some short stories may be 50 words, 100 words, or even 2,000 words also. So, never limit your words in order to get a good story. The final one and the most important one, enjoy the process. Enjoy each and every word which you are writing or each and every word which you are speaking. Your audience will enjoy your story only if you are enjoying your story. If not, no one can enjoy the story. So These 10 points should be considered before telling a story or to master the art of storytelling. This will help you to become a good storyteller and to convey the stories in a very interesting way, which can catch the audience pulse and makes them interesting in reading or listening or feeling your stories. So I guess this is a short video to convey the art of storytelling, but I guess this covers a lot of informations for the upcoming storytellers who are going to write short stories or short novels, or who are going to be public speakers in open forms like I don't know the forms, so sorry, who are going to speak the stories. So please keep these 10 points and keep on practicing these 10 points. This will definitely helps you to master the art of storytelling. Thank you very much, SJSH Publications, for giving me this wonderful opportunity in conveying my views about the art of storytelling. So, thank you very much. This is Rajasekhar TMK signing off.